What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking about my week 7 progression into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So let's get right into it. First things first, the arena rank, honestly, again, another week of me just claiming arena rank does not matter because it is a dead game mode, unfortunately. Even though it is fun, it is dead. Fleet Arena, on the other hand, is very much alive and it's very important still. However, with all the lightspeed bundles and lightspeed tokens and such, I'm just unable to basically crack the top 50. Like, even the guy who's rank 50 has all this. Bam, relic. Triple relic. Yeah, and then this is determined on by Akbar, which I'm pretty sure is relic. Oh, here's hope. Okay, that's at least one good thing. Maybe, but even then, I'm not there just quite yet, unfortunately. So that's basically it for fleet and arena table. But honestly, the main thing is at the current moment, especially because of the delay that I have, since I am free to play and I don't have that much, putting zero money into this account. But I'm also restricted by how everybody else puts the money into this, where I'm a little bit farther behind compared to other accounts, where other accounts that put money into the lightspeed tokens or the lightspeed bundles and such, I'm a bit more of a disadvantage. However, I think I have more of an advantage of what I'm looking for and what I want on the farm and how I can be successful through that. So next thing is breaking down our characters. So in the past week, we were able to get Ahsoka Tano snips to gear 12, which is pretty nice, especially since she has her own ship, which is really nice. And so I can definitely see the change in the amount of damage she definitely does. Obviously now I can start boosting up mods and stuff to gear 12 mods. Now obviously these are probably not the most optimal mods, even though that you probably want that for relic characters, but at the same time we're only 7 weeks in, and honestly I wouldn't mind putting like some of the putting some mod resources into Ahsoka Tano and Jedi Anakin just to flesh out their mods, so they just do a little bit more like damage and a little bit more bulkier, which will be pretty nice. But I still also got to play their Zetas and stuff, so that will come eventually. Next, we're also on Mace Windu. Mace Windu honestly is at 50 for this, for the droid collar, and then for the med pack, the gold med pack, where we need 50 for each. Honestly, by next week we should have Mace Windu at 12, so not to worry. And then we also need to build up his abilities. He is quite resource heavy when it comes to ability mats, so that's why I've been kind of procrastinating on that just a little bit, and that kind of affects his damage to a certain degree, actually to quite a degree. So yeah, that's on me. But honestly, I just been wanting to focus on more of the characters with like 4 abilities, maybe 5 max, but we'll get there eventually. Next we got the Poncho Bros. I'm not focused on Yoda, I'll come after that, but the Poncho Bros, Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon, definitely needed for the Duel of Fates, which is coming out in 2 days when you're seeing this recording. So honestly, at the current moment, I basically almost maxed out his abilities for Padawan Obi-Wan. Obviously the Omegas are key. I did place 1 Omega just so he can remove 100% turn meter and then boost his speed up for 100 for 2 turns, which is quite nice, just for that little bit of more damage, especially for Duel of Fate. Next, honestly, this Omega I probably won't apply like for a while in particular, mostly because this literally has nothing to do with his current kit until I unlock Queen Amidala. So because we are very resource hungry at the current moment, there's no need to apply it at the current moment. Over here though, for that extra 30% damage, especially since we have very low gear characters, I think is much needed for practice aggression. Nobility and restraint, on the other hand, will probably be my next Zeta, depending on how much training droids I have. And that's what brings into what's holding me back at the current moment. If I could at the current moment, I would put so much resources, like just max these out to 85, all these 85. Unfortunately, I can't because literally I have I have 8 training droids. Sorry, correction. I don't even have 8. I have 7 training droids in total. And I am so training droid hungry for these. Like, I need them bad. Like, it sucks not being like training droid hungry. But like, I'm trying to max out all the characters and stuff at level 85. That's mostly probably because of that. But it's whatever. But over here on Master Qui-Gon in particular, I have his abilities, majority of the bottom 2 maxed out, his special and his unique. By tomorrow I'll probably have, maybe by Tuesday I'll have this one maxed out. His basic, on the other hand, will be important. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Especially for the Zeta for Padawan Obi-Wan, I might want to go after, put some, definitely a lot of resource into here. So I might actually put some resources into mod battles, like do 150 resources into mod challenges, just so I can start farming up ability mats again. Like, I believe like the mod challenges have really helped out, especially with the ability to get like ability mats in this. It is so key. Like, if I put 150 crystals refresh into this and then start farming up speed mods, I'll probably get like 22 of these, which is quite good because that's like the tier 1 building mats are the only thing I really need a lot of, and that's what's holding me back to a certain degree. And then I could honestly get this up to this, not maxed out, but I can probably do maybe a level 4, which is actually might be really important, especially with Obi-Wan's Zeta, which will probably be the next Zeta I apply. And then after that, it'll probably be the next Omicron I'll apply. Next, when we're looking at Grandmaster Yoda, Basilisk Sean, General Kenobi, that's basically their own little squad right there, especially with Joey Bindo and obviously Mace. So like at the current moment, I'm looking forward to gearing these guys up. So like what I'm thinking of right now is I want to unlock Padme so I can have Jedi Knight Anakin, Ahsoka Tano, Snip, and then the Poncho Bros in that one squad of 5. And then my other squad of 5, I'm looking for Basilisk Sean, Grandmaster Yoda, General Kenobi, and Mace. And then I could probably drop Mace once Jedi Knight Revan comes, which will be quite happy when eventually I get there. But at the current moment, I'm looking for 2 squads of 5 in particular, but obviously Padme is quite a long ways away in particular. But honestly, we're actually gearing up the Geos quite good passively over time. I believe I have a majority of them at close to 5-star, except Soldier and Brood Alpha. So over here, Spy is at 4, Sunfax at 4, Soldier is at 3. Like, this is just a passive farm, so it's quite nice, to be honest. Boggle will be pretty easy. Boggle is probably the easiest to farm. I don't even have Brood Alpha unlocked, but getting those unlocked, maybe just unlocking them at 5-star and just having the ability to unlock Padme gives me 2 teams right there for Grand Arena, and also gives me 2 teams for Conquest, which is coming out a day in 21 hours or 21 minutes. Yeah, 21 minutes, which would be quite nice. Next, that's basically it for basically what I'm farming at the current moment when it comes to gear wise. When it comes to shards wise, at the current moment, I've finished off Imperial Troopers. I finished off Iden's node. So Iden now is officially 7-star. Iden in particular has both her Zeta and Omicron placed upon her, and her mods are not even maxed out. Actually, I could do that right now. But honestly, at the current moment, Iden Imperial Troopers are doing pretty good. I have only been able to go up to the 2nd node because I don't have I don't have Stormtrooper 7-star yet. He's close. He's getting there, unfortunately. But Stormtrooper, wherever he is, he's at 43 out of 100. So by the time, and then I just put all defense mods on, and then I put 1 critical avoidance up top. Just so he's a little bit more tankier compared to others. But honestly, Imperial Troopers looked pretty good, especially finishing them off in the past week and such. They were able to, honestly, pretty easy. The Rebel roundup, I would say they did pretty good, honestly, in the first 2 waves. I didn't able to do the 3rd wave because that requires 7-star characters, which I didn't have. I didn't have Iden or Stormtrooper at 7-star at the time. But next time, I'm definitely looking to see how farther the Imperial Troopers will take. So after that, so for shards farming wise, we're looking at Hunter right now. Honestly, at this point, we're looking to just unlock Hunter. That's it at the current moment. And then focus on tech and then Wrecker and just to unlock them. And then I'll start farming their shards a bit more efficiently. So at the current moment, what I'm looking forward is I put 2 refreshes into Hunter just so I can unlock them. And then after that, I'll put 2 refreshes into Tech and Wrecker just so I have the ability to start gearing up the Marauder at the current moment. But right now, I'm still working on Jedi Knight Anakin, Basilisk Shan, Mara Jade. Honestly, I've been unlucky with Mara Jade and Basilisk Shan. I just have not been able to get that many shards of them. Like, they should be unlocked. Like, Basilisk Shan Fallen should be unlocked by now. But, like, I just been so unlucky. But because we had the ability to start focusing on other stuff, I was deciding whether to go after the Poncho bros or start focusing on Jedi Knight Revan. I was going back and forth between the two, and where I think Jedi Knight Revan might be efficient and stuff, especially because he has assault battles and such. But the ability to just start unlocking Death Trooper, Night Trooper is a key right there, especially since they are longer farms, especially because of the gear requirements. So what I'm looking to do is to unlock Death Trooper and Night Trooper, just to unlock them, and so I can start gearing them up to where they require cryotech, where then I'll stop farming them once they unlock, and then I will replace them with basically the Jedi Knight Revan requirement. So that would be eventually after this would definitely just be Great New Squad. So as far as I remember, Jedi Knight Revan is under Old Republic. So Basilisk Shan we're farming right now. Julie Bindo is a hard farm. Salbar Mission, they're on the exact same node, which is fine. And we got T3, M4. These are the requirements for Jedi Knight Revan, which is actually a quite easy farm, since I've been I'm focusing on pretty much the hardest farm at the current moment. We can start putting some resources into potentially getting a really key probably the second, maybe 3rd best Jedi Knight, or just Jedi lead in the entire game, behind obviously GL Luke and then Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. So that's key over here. Next, we also have the Revan farm. The Revan farm is actually quite easy, to be honest, compared to the others. So we're looking for Sith Empire. So what we have for Sith Empire is Basilisk Shan Fallen, which is quite an easy farm. Well, not really. Honestly, what am I saying? It's a quite difficult farm because apparently the RNG for me is not there. The easiest farm is HK47, definitely because 2 things. It is in Squad Arena. It's one of the Squad Arena tokens start, because it's one of the OG characters. So that character, or HK47, is a very easy upgrade. Next, we'll go back to Old Republic and start focusing on Canterous Ordo, and then we got also Cartho Nasi, and then Juhani. Candace Ordo and Cartho Nasi, they're required in Cantina, and so honestly, they're quite an easy farm. I would honestly say the easier farm between the two, especially where they are at the current moment, is probably Jedi Knight Revan. And so potentially I might go after Jedi Knight Revan first, depending on the RNG. But honestly, I need a lot of Cantina stuff. Like right now for Cantina, Cantina wise, I am looking at well, that's the Cantina store. But right now for Cantina node farming, I'm looking at the current moment, Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn with the Poncho Bros. We'll get them to 7-star eventually. Over here, I don't need anything at the current moment. Eventually, we will need Chief Sherpa for Leia. Over here, Arc Trooper is fine. We don't need him for a while, but Canderous is going to be key over here. For 6-wise, Drogon might be important, but that's eventually Karth. Over here is super important. Because they're on 5 and 6, they're not that hard. I believe everything is the same up to, yeah, so level 1's 8 energy, 10, 10, 10, 12, 12, 16. So over here is the tricky part. That's where I have to start farming Darth Talon. And then number 8 is where I farm Geo Brood Alpha. So what I'm thinking is, especially because relics are still quite important, what I'll be doing is, especially when I'll finish Master Qui-Gon Jinn, I will finish off Cantina battles completely, which will be quite nice. Get that extra currency crystals. I'll max that out. Then I'll start either farming. I'm conflicted, so like I could start farming up Talon, which might be nice, or farming Talon or Geo Brute. Talon's more needed for Sith, but at the current moment, I don't need Sith at the current moment. But at the same time, I need a Sith team eventually, and my Sith are looking quite poor. And the only Sith that I have actually geared up or put any gear into is Darth Vader. For Sith-wise, for the Sith assault battle, what I'm looking for is Palpatine, Savage Opress, which is almost is actually 7 stars, Darth Vader, Basilisk Fallen, and then I was thinking Darth Talon, but Darth Redmond could be a good like just a good 5th slot as well. That's what I'm thinking at the current moment. Depending on the situation, I could change it up, but that's what I'm looking at the current moment. Darth Talon will give Palpatine just a little bit more survivability in the leadership spot. I think under proven loyalty. If all allies are Sith at the start of battle, whenever the leader is damaged, all allies gain 5% turn meter. So that's additional turn meter, just so we can get a little bit more turn meter into the team. So whenever the leader is damaged, all allies gain 5% turn meter. The first time they would be defeated, while Darth Talon is active, they dispel all debuffs on themselves, recover 100% health, and gain 100% turn meter. And then Darth Talon gains 3 stacks of Loyal Hand, max 20, loses 50% health, and gains stealth for 1 turn. Darth Talon can't be defeated by this damage. Additionally, Darth Frenzy cooldown is refresh. So that just provides just a little bit more protection for Emperor Palpatine, because he is a quite flimsy character, even at like relics, and especially at Gear 12. What I'm looking forward is applying eventually a Zeta onto Merciless Massacre. I'm looking forward to placing a Zeta on both his leadership and his Crackling Doom. And I might actually place a Zeta onto No Escape. So basically dispels all stealth. And in the Jedi Assault battle in particular that are required with Sith, there's a lot of stealth. Savage is there for just the beefiness. Like, he is so good. And he's so beefy when you apply his Zeta onto him. I believe it's Brute, right? Yeah. Gain 2 stacks of heal over time. Buff duration plus 50% chance to gain turn meter whenever Savage is critically hit and dispels all debuffs on himself. Also, his overpower is quite nice for really weak enemies, so you can definitely finish off enemies a lot quicker. However, Darth Nihilus might be actually good as well. Whoever he is, yeah, Darth Nihilus might be good as well in particular. But I only have him a 3-star, and I could start farming him up. It is quite an option there. I'm a little conflicted. There's a lot of options I can do instead of Darth Talon, but honestly, Cantina battles, I think Cantina battles are much safer and easier farms. The problem is my next 2 farms after that are basically Brood Alpha and Talon, which is kind of annoying. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably farm up Brood Alpha to 5-star, stop, and then focus on Talon completely. I think that's what I'm going to be doing, but also then passively farming with any extra energy. Start farming the relic material that's over here, which is actually pretty key. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my account. Yeah, that's, I don't think I have anything more. This is Forlum, I believe. Yeah, Forlum, I put some gear into him to see if I can maybe cheekily do this. Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, I have not had the ability to actually unlock that node in particular and start farming up his shard. I think you can farm up his shards after tier 1. I'm not sure. But that's pretty much it. I have nothing else more to say that I'm drawing on a blank on. Yeah, that's basically what my plan is for the next couple days. I might go back on the Pretty Patrol, but I think I'm just looking to unlock them. I think that's the just to unlock them and then start gearing them up. More focused on Jedi revenue, because Jedi are key. Jedi are very important. Journey guide wise, again, the first is Princess Leia, GL Leia, is very important. Unfortunately, obviously, I don't have any requirements for her because I haven't attempted to start farming her stuff up. But right now, we're still at the basics. Right now, we're actually almost close to the 2-month part, which is pretty insane. And honestly, for 2 months, I think we're looking pretty decent compared to other accounts that I've been like focusedly trying to compare my progression to. I think we're actually a pretty good area for just a basically 2 months. That's it, everybody. Peace out. Have a wonderful night, and love you all. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe down below. And if you like my progression so far into my free-to-play account, comment down below.